Big test then for Toni Beszelzen and Krish Patel. Can they live up to their own expectations? They were brilliant the last time they were here. They are here on merit, having come through a prelim group, which was live for you 4 Mondays ago. It's a very, very soft little cut break from Krish Patel, but what an effective one it is. So this, he barely even touches this, but really controlled, really accurate, makes a ball, and they have a chance here on reds, but they missed the opening red, which is not what happened 4 weeks ago. So it's going to bring Liam White and Megan Proctor to the table, not what Toni Beszelzen was expecting. And if you are watching us for the first time tonight with the Ultimate Pool Mix Pairs, welcome along first of all. We're watching English pool. Pick a colour set, pot your balls, pot the 8 ball, win the frame. 4 of those will win you the match. Oh, is that going to drop Liam? Well, well, well. First time in 4 weeks worth of Mondays, I think. 5 weeks even, that we've seen 2 misses to start off the opening frame. That was a tougher shot, to be fair to Liam, but a plant that he certainly would have hoped to have made. So a race to 4 in this match. All the pairs here tonight will play each other in a round-robin format. Top of the group at the end of the night will qualify through to the final 4 in this event, and finals night next Monday. The first semi-final is already set. These guys are looking to enter into the second one. It's 2 points for a win, 1 for a draw if the scores are level at the end of the allotted time of each match, which you can see ticking down at the bottom of your scoreboard. 18.5 minutes in this one to go. We'll take the score at whatever it is when it hits 0, if neither team has got to 4.
Strange choice of shot, the first one. Krish tried to develop those 2 reds, and there was no need because the top one went. The problem ball is the one that's tied up with the yellow. I think they should have potted the one over bottom left corner first and just fallen into the yellow. As long as they got full ball on it, they'd have been on the plant bottom right, and then every red actually would have been open. Of course, the 2 in the middle, the one that's just been potted, would have just need to land nicely. But yeah, maybe a missed trick there in terms of the way to go and get into the visit. But they haven't given it away. This is not a good chance on yellows, and it's not really a good opportunity to try and pull back or find a snooker or a hiding place. So actually reds still dominate, which is rare when you go for a finish and don't get very far.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't really know what they can do. How do you stop reds having a chance to go? And I don't see how you go yourself. Yellows are in a world of trouble here. Yeah, is Meg just clipping this onto on the red on the left-hand side? No, but just going all out for the pot. Okay. Just wondering whether it was worth. I mean, it would have been a bit too thin. Got that yellow near that red, and really trying to make that red on the left awkward. But maybe Liam could do that. Push the red into the cluster. You're not going to clear up, so looks like a loss of term, but. Oh, that's fabulous. Great shot. But it shouldn't slow them down too much here. The only thing I would say, if you play the loss of term back, you leave the yellow on right centre. So actually that vision from Liam to get above, for Meg to get Liam above the plant there, or the gap, that could turn the tables in this frame.
Yes, a loss of term coming up, but you've got to block the yellow to the middle. And well, they haven't.
It's all going to come down to this shot, really. And I think where Liam and Meg were before the last visit, they'd be over the moon with this. This is a chance to win the frame that didn't look likely from before. You've got to now stand up and make a great pot.
It was tough. Not the worst cue ball in the world if they've got snookers on the one to the bottom left as you look at it from the overhead.
First glance, I thought they just left it hanging, but maybe there is a gap. Yeah, edgy. How often do we see the first frame being so pivotal in these short matches, but especially in the mixed pairs? Because the one thing I will say, compared to the mixed pairs, compared to the pairs in the Champions League, which plays the same format, is that we see less frames in the mixed. Therefore, the opening frame just carries so much more weight.
Megan and Liam plotting and scheming.
Same sort of deal as it was for Meg here. Make the pot, win the frame. Tough pot though.
It was tough.
Yeah, Liam will be disappointed with that. Liam's is a professional pool player that works hard on his game, and when you've got a kind of a straightforward ball like that, okay, it wasn't hanging over the pocket. That's the sort of pot that a player like Liam would expect to make on repeat. Disappointed with that. The one into the middle, a little bit more fiddly because it's off the cushion, off the corner, off the pocket. That one was one I fully expected Liam to get.
Toni absolutely kills that one in because she wanted to give Krish as much of a look at this red as possible.
The problem with that is it doesn't give natural good position. Now have to slide across, don't hit the yellow, and try and get on this 8 ball to the top of the table. Yeah, done well to avoid the yellow.
Lovely shot. So this 8 ball for 1-0. Toni Beszelzen and Krish Patel. Punches it. Despite this being her first ever Ultimate Pool event, this mixed pairs. So came into it a little bit of an unknown in Ultimate Pool terms, but she's made herself known, and that is the Liam White break, which, when it is on, is, well, certainly pound for pound, one of the best breaks on the entire tour.
It is, and he was actually hoping for a better layout than this when he first saw them going around the table. It's not too bad if he can go top left, just get down a little bit further, keep going. That's not bad, because you probably want to play this one off the yellow and try and pop that yellow out the way, and it's easier the straighter you get. It depends how much room, really. You could drop this in, go bottom right, right centre, and then play short position top left for that red that's, well, the only red that doesn't have its natural home. So it's decision time, really, for Liam. And he's playing it clean. He could still play the lower one off the yellow, and then try and get above the red into right centre again. That looks like what he's done, but that looks a little short to me. Just under hit it. Was trying so hard to get that, he wasn't quite on it. That's caused all sorts of issues.
Didn't miss that by loads. He was looking to kick it in, so had to risk missing it to try and make it. Miss or foul was end of frame either way for Liam there.
Just hands a beautiful table over here to Krish.
Greatest shot he's ever played. Yeah,
didn't need to do that. Didn't need to move that one out. Because he just kept it clean.
Yeah, I suppose the point is that's come out as badly as it possibly could have, and it's still not affected the visit.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of has, but it's...
Oh, that might.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Wowie, Krish, that is tough. That is a brutal in-off. Because the general rule of thumb, the general tactics is you put your best player to play second in the singles. And that's the reason why. It's because Toni will now have a part in all of the next 3 frames. She'll play this singles, she'll be a part of the next Scotch doubles, and she'll play the next singles after that. It's an interesting choice for the Toni-Krish partnership.
And you have to feel that was a decision made on purpose. You know, they've been out there, they've come through a night before, so it's obviously a decision they've made. We saw a little bit of playing around with that as a tactic last week, and it didn't work particularly well. I'll tell you what, this layout was perfect for Meg to get going.
Yeah, I spoke to both Meg and Liam before we got going tonight, and what I love about Megan is she's still young in the game. She's a really, really talented player, great single ball potter, and she's constantly getting better. And what I really like about Megan is she's a very humble player as well. She is so keen. She said, I don't care if these are the easiest set I've ever seen. I'm still getting Liam up there and I'm still asking the question.
Yeah. It's been great to watch Megan's kind of rise through the ranks. Obviously, a couple of years ago making her first final, and then getting their 3 straight finals this year. But the problem with that is because obviously Meg's such a nice person that watching her make 3 straight finals, but losing in 3 straight finals was tough to watch because you know how much it means to her.
Yeah, absolutely. She's taken it in the best possible way, in as good a grace as you can, but it's not easy. As you heard in the interview there, she doesn't mind if this is the first title.
Yeah, well that'll do. Get one out of the way. Just gone a little bit awkward, not landing on the red to right centre after the first shot. It's just causing issues here because as silly as it is, that 8 ball just plays a little bit awkward. And that was a better shot than it looked to avoid the yellow, but it's still coming up a little bit short. You got to have full confidence in your cue ball here when you pot this one. If you pot it on the thin side, you could go close. You just got to have the confidence that you're missing that top corner on the left-hand side, and then you're controlling the pace onto the 8 ball. If you pot it thick or centre pocket, you shouldn't have any issues.
Yeah, Megan calls the extension, talks it through, finds her line. Now it's about execution. Pots it right on the thick side. And that is probably about as good as she might have dared get on this 8 ball. She's almost gone too far, but she is able to clip this back. It is thin.
I'm not sure if she can see enough of it. She actually potted that so thick that the cue balls come off wider than she was expecting.
I think she's just on it. Oh no. Oh! Well, she is on it. Showstopper from Megan Proctor. Absolutely pumps in the long double and lets us know about it as well. What a shot this is. That's awesome.
That really is incredible.
What a break that is. When his break is on it, there really is few better in the entire series. He gets so much power into it, technically perfect. Called him the pocket rocket before. He's not the biggest, is Liam, but goodness me, he cues the ball well. And that's just all about timing and power, and it is seriously impressive.
Decisions to make though. Deciding on reds, but that red below the 8 ball's a problem. But if you go yellows, how do you deal with the 8 ball? So, as good a layout as this looks initially, it's really tough. I guess, were they thinking of some sort of 3-ball plant or some sort of billiard shot maybe? I mean, they've got themselves in a slightly awkward position. It's obviously, I don't know if they can make it enough side or no, so they're pulling back. I think the plan was originally to use the one they've just played to then come across and try and cannon into the 8 ball, but it's kind of gone wrong pretty early for them. But as I said at the start of the frame, yellows are not good here.
Krish and Toni going to come out swinging at these. My guess from this next shot will probably be no. Just come up a fraction awkward here.
I kind of like potting the red bottom left here and then playing the full ball snooker underneath the 8 ball whilst opening up your red. It's a risk because if they get out the snooker and don't leave a red on, then yellows all of a sudden are controlling the frame.
Yeah, I think you're right. Little kick and stick.
Yeah.
Yellows must have a way.
Well, I just wonder whether they think if they get straight enough on the yellow to bottom right that you can play short position on the 8 ball. You could probably play yellow off cushion off red as well. It all
Either
comes
way,
down.
it's going to require a really good shot.
Yeah, it all comes down to the back end, and it's a big shot when you get there, because the shot is essentially 2-2 or 3-1 with 2.5 minutes to play, so it's massive.
Yeah, but now on the 15-second shot clock, that's come around quick in this match. Comes around even quicker for the players, I can tell you.
I don't think you can hold straight enough here. That's why I've gone for the double. Krish knew he couldn't. If he makes that centre pocket, the cue ball's going to be nearer the left-hand side of the table than straight in right-hand side.
15-second shot clock, Meg. You cannot be caught short.
Now they can play that shot that I talked about.
Yeah, right shot this.
Yeah, because there's a lot less chance of them getting out the snooker and leaving it awkward. The only thing I would say is with the time management. But I don't think the 8 ball still goes. So that it sort of opens up the red without making the 8 ball go, which is quite big for them, really.
Yeah, tough shot. And they can, if they're feeling confident.
Should just take the 8, just the one by the 8 first.
Yeah.
And just come back past the 8. That's all they need to do. Okay. The problem with this shot, I think you're going to hit the 8 ball. I don't think you can get out clean. That couldn't finish much worse. Wow.
Easy on that one to top right.
I think that's the wrong choice. Just take it straight in and pull it back. There's no need to move the 8 ball at all.
Oh, he was on it.
It's good recovery, and that should be the match.
Oh, you lucky folks. That was a little touch for Megan and Liam. In goes the 8 ball. 3-1 leads.
Absolutely. The next thing that she needs is that title, and then start to really get herself in the mix.
Great break from Toni Beszelzen. 1 minute and 16 seconds to go. You're up against it, but you never know. Realistically, though, need a lightning quick finish once, probably a lightning quick finish twice, and she's not going to get the chance to do the first part of that conundrum. So Liam White here is the pot. 2 open balls, and that will just about do him.
Not sure he's got an open ball. The old 3-ball plant, that'll do.
Yeah, how do you like that for your opening ball?
Hasn't landed particularly well on the next ball. It doesn't matter with the way the Reds are laid out. The match is over. This is just a formality, really. I think I'll be pleased. That moment in frame 2 was massive, wasn't it? Going, potting the 8 ball. It just, mid-frame, it just stopped. It should have been 2-0, and it ended up being 1-1, and the match just changed completely from there.
And that will do it.
Cheers.
It's a win for Megan Proctor and Liam White to start off their night, and it's not what Krish and Toni wanted. A slightly different first matchup this time around. They were perfect in their prelim group. They're going to have to come from behind in the main draw here, but for Megan Proctor and Liam White, pretty much a perfect start. Match 2 coming up. Excited to see how they get on the table, though. We start off with Donegal's great white Sharkey. Again, it's a rather tepid little cut break from Shaun. He's a master craftsman. He's got all the tools you could want. Brilliant breaker. He's got the cut break in his arsenal as well. Quite often, players favour the cut break on our Monday night events because the golden break is in play. And decent break, they get first chance. Not a particularly easy one, at least at first glance here, so.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a really good split, but they've all sort of just come back into the triangle area and just caused a bit of a mess.
It's actually going to land really awkward. Just half a roll too far.
It was nearly brilliant, because if it stops short of that and you're on right centre with a turn of angle, you can drop that in and get in amongst it, and actually you could have picked them all apart, but getting into the middle of it was going to be a problem. That was nearly perfect from Carrie. And now they're probably in a position just having to pull back, and Reds aren't good, so pulling back isn't a big problem.
Yeah, I quite like that choice of shot. Almost a set to reds. Well, if you go on then.
Yeah.
If you want to.
The tactic of what Shaun's just done is underused, I think, in the game in terms of getting the cue ball very close to your opponent's balls and walking away from the table, because it's very hard to do anything from here.
Yeah, they could pot a ball. There are a couple available to Michael here, but they're far from easy. And so much so, it's a pretty good shot he's played in the circumstances there. And now we've got a really interesting tactical battle on our hands.
Yeah, it is, and you've got to somehow try and get the cue ball to the bottom cushion here. Just clip off the one on the right-hand side and get underneath it.
Extension called.
Yeah, Shaun was on the ball there. Carrie was off for a wander with 7 seconds left.
Shaun being an ultimate pool pro, a lot more experience with the shot clock than anybody else out there in this match.
Shots.
Ooh, it's a bit risky that one for me.
Well, yeah, good news, bad news. Made the loss of turn element of it, but didn't want to open those two reds up.
Just didn't see the benefit of the shot. Yes, it's great to get rid of one of your opponent's balls, but you are always going to open up the two on the left-hand side, or you have to stun wide, but then you're not going to get the cue ball to a good safe area of the table. And Reds only have one ball to open up, so didn't see the benefit of the shot. The fact that the red they're nearest to, well, maybe it does go. I think it. Oh, it did. And everything's just wide open here. Just drop this one in on the left-hand side. I suppose you can go either way. I should probably go right-hand side. The yellows then aren't in play. You've just got to make sure you have a nice angle to come up the diagonal of the table. So pull it back about 3-4 inches.
Okay, just like that.
If you go the other way around, then you go into the wrong side of the table and the yellows are in play. So very good way around of playing it and executed to perfection by Michael and Mary. That wasn't the best of shots from Michael though. No need to let the cue ball run 3-4 rolls there. You've got to almost stop it dead and just have plenty of angle on this one.
Yeah, Mary might have to manufacture some here. She can show her cue power.
That was a really good shot. I was expecting Michael to be a lot closer to the top cushion.
Yeah, makes a potentially tough 8-ball, unmissable. Where is that cue ball though? Oh, it stops.
Wow.
Oh, Michael stayed down on that shot the entire time. We've been banging the drum a little bit for Mary on tonight's show. Really, really impressive first year on the Ultimate Pool Women's Pro Series. And she's not going to get a shot off her break, which in some ways, and this is what can happen with a cut break, you could absolutely make a case that was probably a better cut break than Shaun's that he hit. It's just a little bit less reliable for making a ball.
Well, I'd say it's a better layout.
Well, it's a much better layout.
Yeah. I was
I think
thinking,
Shaun, massive favourite to get these.
as long as that was a plant, and it obviously was, the reds are wide open here. Especially if the red below the 8-ball passes the red nearest the pocket. It makes life really simple out there. It's the red below the 8-ball that catches my attention here. Touch too far, but I think that works out okay. I'm sure if the natural's going into the yellow that's between the two reds in the top half. If it's not, then you slide up for the one on the top cushion, and then one good shot to land coming down and you're away. It wouldn't need to be that good a shot. I decided to play it long off the red. That's fabulous. What a good decision that is, because it opens up this red past the other one. Yeah, I was thinking about clipping it in the centre and trying to control it. Shaun played for that, and that was what he was thinking. So when I said he'd come too far across the table, he absolutely hadn't. That's exactly where he wanted to be.
Lovely visit to the table from Shaun Sharkey. Those are the sorts of finishes that are his bread and butter, really.
I think I would keep an eye on Shaun's ranking after this year. It carries more.
Oh, that 8-ball was close.
You don't really get a true gauge until you've had your full 2 years, so see where he's at the end of next year rather than worrying this year.
Just watch this 8-ball. This was very, very close to tracking into that middle pocket. Carrie was watching it straight away.
Might not have reached, but was certainly tracking.
But another dry cut break. That's 2 from 3 so far in this match, and Michael Hope's got a good chance here. Could have made a case for either concept, but that couldn't have come out any better.
That was an excellent shot. All the work done in one shot, and now you just pick your route.
Well, I was chatting to these two in the run-up to tonight's action. We were just, just talking pool, like a couple of pool fans, all three of us, and we're talking about the games that we particularly admired in terms of playing styles. And for both of these two, it was Tom Cousins, and Michael remarked on the way that he played the game was one that set him apart, and it was about going after problems as early as physically possible. That was a Tom Cousins style shot. I think that was the shot he would have played.
Exactly, exactly that. You got one problem on the table, and he dealt with it one shot in, and then the rest of it's all there, and then it's pick your pattern and control the cue ball. Slightly overdid or underdid that one, depending on which way round. So now he's got to kind of have a little fiddly shot here. And that's a lot better shot than it looks.
Yeah, because he's got not a lot of margin there at all. Any further under hit and it's a tricky pot to hold the line, and any over hit and he's not on the red to left centre. He's landed just about perfect, really.
Yeah, to get that close to straight where you're guaranteeing yourself a good angle on the next ball. You're not going to get close to it. You don't need to get close to it. It was really good. The other way around would have been to leave it significantly short and then play the 3 cushions back to the middle of the table, but then you're asking the cue ball to thread through the yellows. So excellent shot to get back in perfect position, really.
Yeah, it just goes to show, doesn't it, in this game, you can play as good a first shot as you like, and we can say, well, he's done all the hard work and this just has to pop the balls and pick the pattern. He's still only one half a bad shot away sometimes from causing himself an issue. That was an excellent first shot. It was an excellent sort of half recovery shot. And Michael Hope is going to put his partnership back in the lead here.
Not sure what the issue was there.
Good job that 8-ball was unmissable, otherwise that might have just rattled Michael out there, but absolutely not a problem with that. But you see his record there is pretty incredible, really. A former junior world champion, a part of the England team, which was an incredibly difficult team to get into around about 10 years ago, and a former world semi-finalist, knocking out a sort of prime Phil Harrison in the quarters 9-2. So very, very handy cueist. That, though, is unlucky.
It is unlucky. The cue ball straight back into the triangle area as you're trying to do with the cut break and gets the worst possible outcome. But it was an excellent reverse clearance from Michael, and you are right, he's going to feel an awful lot better now that that one's out of the way. Slightly trickier layout than the last couple, so working out to be done. Yeah, I think I like this choice. The yellows, you kind of, where you see the 8-ball and the red, and you think, oh, I probably should look at reds here, but how would you deal with the red in the bottom half? The 2 reds are an awkward plant, the 2 reds are an awkward plant in the middle. It's just a lot of work in the reds, whereas the yellows have got one cannon to play, which is now played. Oh, they need that red to drop though. Oh, they cause themselves a headache. I was about to say, one cannon to play, and then you've got to make sure that you finish with an angle to come up the left-hand side of the table. So the cannon's gone wrong for them. They're going to have to rework this.
Yeah, it can be reworked. Starts right here. They might even be able to take the red off the table again if they wanted to. I thought he'd go close to it. Misses the pot. It's a bit that I wasn't expecting from Shaun Sharkey.
See there, that angle, those two reds are really awkward. And that's not put them in a good position.
Does that 8-ball sneak in?
They're not on anything anyway. So it was either make a really awkward plant, clip the one they were nearest to, or play the one that Mary played. But the one, I think the 8-ball probably will squeeze in. It's not ideal, but not on anything anyway. So this feels like the match right here. This frame.
Oh, 5-ball
come
plant.
on, that's so good.
Oh, that's so unlucky. 5-ball plant, loss of turn, and you're not on the next shot.
Oh, that's so tough to. What a shot
This is one of the most creative shots we've ever seen with Ultimate Pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ball plant, loss of turn. Oh, you deserve so much better, Michael.
Yeah, and it was so tough as well. Welded in behind the 8-ball. It tells us the 8-ball didn't pass the yellow, because that was absolutely as played by Michael for the top corner. But
that is up there with one of the most creative shots we've seen in a very, very long time.
The only thing I will say is when you play that shot, the chances of getting the cue ball away from that corner were going to be slim. So it was going to leave a real tough shot for Mary. But to land there where it was brutal. That's so tough. Incredibly creative shot from Michael though. But it should cost him the frame. And then with 2-2 with under 4 to play. Slightly in between here for Shaun. Trying to hold for the 8-ball's tricky. Yeah, very clever, using the red. Excellent shot.
So we're going all square with 3.5 minutes to go. Carrie Randle knocks in the 8-ball. Oh, it's game on. We thought this group would be close tonight. It is proving to be the case. Shaun sticking with the cup break.
He did make a ball on his first one, just not the best of layouts. It is a timid cut break, but it's
more in that one though, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely injected a little bit more into that one. Hasn't it paid off?
Yeah, this is the layout you want. This is okay. This is nice.
You can pick your ball.
Yeah, you got to go yellows here. You could go reds. The first shot on the reds was going to be tough because you got to deal with the one in the triangle area first shot. So clip along the bottom cushion. But yellows are all there for you. In truth, actually, Shaun's played a slightly loose shot there because he needed to finish short of straight on the yellow to bottom right to come across the table. So he's given himself a slightly awkward one here, but it's not terrible because he can work it back. So it would have
been off the yellow to the middle now.
Yeah, it would have just been so much better to do it the other way around because you keep the one yellow to the middle as another connection. But if he lands nicely here, and he can go both of these on the right hand side back to back and then get out from there.
Just like this.
But you see what I mean? Imagine if that yellow was still left-hand centre pocket now, you could drop this one that's in on the cushion, then come back across. Now you've really got to play a shot here. Okay, well, decided that this goes long, which actually helps. So in the end, it was just to drop it in. Good decision making at 15 a shot. Again, it feels like the last frame was just a little bit fiddly, this shot. Getting onto the 8 ball's not guaranteed. Getting onto the 8 ball's not guaranteed. Oh, just short. The problem is you can't play that previous shot with much more pace because you bring in the knuckle of the centre pocket.
Toughie. Toughie. Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've got to play the plant first shot. If you want to win this match, you've got to play the plant first shot and then try and get out from there. You've got to play the one nearest the 8 ball, and it's not a guarantee, so it's a risk.
Fairly sure this will be Michael's first ever experience of the 15-second shot clock, which may be a factor. He's already shown he's a good player, but it's a whole different ball game.
He's actually landed good here. I think he can play the plant again, slide back across the break line here. I've decided against it. I think he might have accepted the draw, the way he's gone about this. He's not made an effort to get on the one by the 8 ball. 2 shots in, and he could have played the plant first shot and could have gone on it second shot.
I agree, but I can't believe that he's accepting a draw.
I mean, you can leave it till last, but there's no benefit in terms of you can't run. I don't know whether you can run the clock down enough, because you have to leave enough time on the clock for yourself to pot the 8 ball. So in theory, you have to leave enough time on the clock to allow Shaun to have a chance to pot the 8 ball. So,
well, there's 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
and with 33, there's some movement here. He's watching the clock. He's thinking this through.
Yeah,
but this may well end up a draw.
Yeah. I think he's accepted the draw. He's called the extension. He's going to run it down.
Yeah. Don't think that was a group decision. Well, some real thinking out there from Michael Hope. Didn't want to take it on for risk of losing it, so takes the point and gets out of dodge. That was a fabulous match between two really, really good partnerships, and it ends 2-2. And let me tell you, this group was tight when we started. It's even tighter now.